Good afternoon. Monday, March 13, and chaos is here. Oddly enough, pretty much closed unchanged after all that nonsense. It's not a bailout, they say. It's not a bailout, they say. Yeah, you're covering funds for banks that can't pay depositors their money back. What is that? What is that called? If they couldn't pay them back, the banks would fail. But you came in and gave the banks money to make the customer whole. Do we change the definition of bailout? That's a bailout. Don't be fooled. That's a bailout. Crystal clear bailout. Jeez Louise, where do you even start? Some of these regionals were down. FRC opened at $17. Closed at $80 on Friday. Rallied up a little bit, but damn, I wouldn't even call it a rally, more of just shorts cashing in hard. With that said, the S&P closed flat. NASDAQ was up 100 points. What's interesting, and congrats to all the Bitcoiners, this is the first time Bitcoin has rallied during market turmoil. Interesting. That's never happened before. Is it the changing of the guard, or is it because the NASDAQ was up 100? We'll find out. Tomorrow is CPI, the most anticipated report each month. And right now the market's basically saying the Fed is done hiking. And, maybe even done doing quantitative tightening because they cracked the system. The market just said, oh, what the fuck, and cratered. So yields are down huge. 10-year is at what? 3.54. This thing was 4%, over 4%, 3 trading days ago. Holy hell. The system has broke. So there's also this thing, it's called the PPT, the Plunge Protection Team, and it's real. You can look it up. Now, do they do what I think they do? They deny it, but I think they do, which is literally prop up markets in times of turmoil and provide liquidity. And normally they put a bid under the market to support it. They'll always deny it, but days like today, we should have probably been down a couple hundred points, but we weren't. So, who's buying this thing? Two-fisted buying stocks. Banks got smoked, but Apple was up, Microsoft was up. I think Microsoft at one point was up $10. So when you prop up Microsoft and Apple and Google and Amazon and while GS, Goldman Sachs is tanking, when you prop those stocks up, it's hard for the S&P to go down because those are so heavily weighted. When 8 of the top 10 are heavy green, it's hard to tank the market. So yeah, I'd say Plunge Protection Team's been very active the past couple days. It's chaos, so we'll see what happens. But if CPI comes in hot, I expect a massive down day because basically now the market's going, what the fuck? Where do I go from here? Fed's supposed to be tightening, but now they're not tightening. But then if CPI is hot, they should be tightening, but they broke the system, so they can't tighten, and it's a hot mess, which is why you saw 25-point swings in seconds today on the S&P. It's nuts out there. It is nuts. But this is if you're a trader, this is exactly what you're looking for. Scary, yes. Dangerous, yes. But ultimately, if you're safe and disciplined, then today's Today's are the days you clean up, and that's what we do. I want to talk a little bit about Innovix because we've been talking about that one for a while now. And so when they did their massive shakeup, Raj was from Micron, and he oversaw Snapdragon at Qualcomm. They just hired someone who worked at Amazon and Meta, and another person who worked at Lam Research, LRCX. The leadership team now is pretty damn incredible at Innovix. And they got investor meetings coming up this week. They were up 13% today. They cracked over $11 for a little while, sold off, obviously. Normally, when this thing rallies this hard, it gives most of it back throughout the day. Not today. It held up beautifully, and I think the market's finally waking up to the fact that their tech's the real deal, and now they got a leadership team that knows how to scale and has business connections all over the tech industry. Business with Amazon, Meta, chip makers with Lam and Qualcomm and Micron. These guys, I think, are about to explode. So for all the people that held through all the nonsense and the noise, congrats. I think there's still time to add a little bit here. Don't go crazy. But I'm definitely adding on any pullback. They have investor meetings this week to see if any of their customers want to help fund the build out for their plant in Malaysia, which they got approved, the board approved. So Fab 2 is approved. It should be up and running by, I think, early next year, and output should be, what they say, 100x what Fab 1 was by middle of next year. I mean, they've already produced 100,000 batteries. It's just ramping up quick, so I'm excited for them. Congrats to them. I still love it. We'll see what tomorrow brings, and if any news comes out of these investor meetings, then I could see another 13-14% rally in a day, and then things will probably cool down a little bit until next round of news. So put it on your radar for sure, or keep it on your radar. The regional bank ETF KRE is down another 12%. We'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. If CPI is, I don't know. This market to me seems pretty manipulated. I'll say that. So I would not be surprised if we had a very cool CPI tomorrow. I don't believe, if that happens, I don't believe it's real. And what they'll do is what they like to do, which is release a pretty good number, and then the next month when they come out with the fresh data, they'll revise the previous month. So watch out for that. Obviously that won't matter in the short term, and no one really looks at the revised numbers that much because it's, now it's a month different and you're already positioned, and I don't know. We'll see. Tomorrow should be even more fun than today because it'll probably give us direction. Also, the Fed's supposed to be in their blackout period because FOMC is next week, I believe. The 20th. Yeah, so next week, today, next Wednesday, the 22nd, next Wednesday. So Fed's normally in blackout, but I did see headlines come across after the close. Let's see. Jerome Powell says Silicon Valley Bank failure demands thorough, transparent, and swift review, which will be out in May. I mean, a review doesn't mean much, but the fact that they're talking means Means they're active, at least. At least we know that. They're the ones who caused all this mess. But again, the market likes clarity and likes to know that it has the support of the people pulling all the strings. So when they talk during a blackout period, then you know. But on the flip side, you also know that this is real shit, and this could continue spreading and getting worse. So yeah, we're living in a funky time. But again, the White House says it's not a bailout. It's not a bailout. We're just giving a bunch of money to a bunch of banks to pay out their customers, or else they all fail. But it's not a bailout. Most ridiculous thing ever. They think we're dumb. They really do. I think I'm gonna leave it there because wow, that's all I can really say at this point. Yield's down huge. The dollar's down huge. We just did a huge reset in expectations for the Fed over the rest of the year, to be honest. Now no one thinks they raise at all. What would be funny, well, it'd be devastating, is if CPI comes in hot and then they raise a half a point. This market would crater so hard. So hard. VIX opened, $30, I think. Oops. $30, closed at 26, up about 7% on the day. The yen went booming because the dollar tanked. Everything just kind of reset, which isn't exactly good for the Fed because they want tightening, and everything over the last 2 days just got way looser. So the market just undid a bunch of work that the Fed's been trying to accomplish in their fight against inflation, which I guess we'll see how that's going tomorrow. But again, maybe this spooks the hell out of everybody and spending does come down a bit. But we'll see. We'll see what develops. I'll leave it there. I'm really tired. I can't see. I've been staring at screens nonstop for 12 hours now. Yeah, about 12 hours. Last night the market was up huge, and then I woke up this morning and it was down huge. And then it was up huge again today, and then it closed unchanged. These sick fucks. These sick fucks. First sell order in Bitcoin. Let's see where it ends up. Something tells me that move wasn't real, but we shall see. We shall see. All right. That's it for today. I will leave you with a quick one. And then, tomorrow morning, 7:30 Central Time is CPI. So prep for that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck. Love you.